City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Here.
Alderman Jacob?
Here.
Alderman Woods? Alderman Sismarski?
Here.
Alderman Roy Wesley? Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Here.
Alderman Catalano?
Here.
Alderman Messina?
Here.
And Mayor Police?
Here, I declare a quorum present. Please stand, join the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First, I need a motion to approve the minutes
So moved.
of October 1st, 2020. Alderman Sismarski's motion. Alderman Sorrentino, second. Questions, comments, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Next, do any citizens wish to be heard on matters not listed on the agenda? No, we have none, okay. I do have a couple of written communiques. First one is from Matt Ellman, Wooddale Park District. We are proceeding with the Veterans Day breakfast on Saturday, November 7th at Salt Creek Club. The event will require advanced reservations. Up to 100 spots will be available for the vets and their families to participate. A reservation is limited to a party of 4. As a result, I would like to take you up on the offer to see if the city would be willing to sponsor. The cost for food and beverage is estimated to be approximately $450. Also seeking volunteers to help serve. Please let me know if the city is interested. Please note, I can also solicit Itasca Bank for sponsorship funding.
Mayor,
I'll make that move.
I thought Itasca Bank always sponsored it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. This is the first time we've gotten this. And being that we have no other meeting before, when is this, the 7th? Our next meeting will be like is it the 5th or something?
Aye.
Just before the event, right, Mr. Murmas?
Correct, but the amount is so minimal, I
Right.
think we can handle that under manager's
I'll make
discretion,
that
but since it wasn't.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Please go to the manager's discretion.
Okay. Yeah, do we need a motion for that?
You can just give it
We have
Under the
direction.
manager's
Yep,
discretion.
go ahead.
Everybody okay with that?
Mayor, just a question.
Yes, Alderman Jacob?
I thought that we had a limit of 50. It says 100. Are you able to have 100 people at one time?
They are going to do different times. right?
Different, oh, okay.
I think they were also talking about doing totally separate rooms.
They have like 3 rooms.
Oh, okay.
Mayor, question.
Go ahead, Alderman Stevens.
Do we know why we got a request? I know typically they go to Itasca Bank. Are they going back to the well? Because I'm just curious, they keep coming back asking for more money for different things, so just putting it out there. Because our residents are going to ask that,
I'm probably going to say they'll chalk this one up to COVID.
so that's what we tell our residents.
I guess. I mean, if we,
Anything for the veterans.
right.
Okay. Hopefully they can manage their money better and we can,
I hear you.
scary when you can't handle $450.
Next, Wooddale trick or treat hours, 2 to 7 p.m. on Halloween Saturday, October 31st. We strongly encourage all trick or treaters and those accompanying them to follow current CDC and IDPH guidelines, including maintaining safe social distance, wearing masks, and taking precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Parents should use their own judgment in determining whether to allow children to participate. We understand that not all residents are comfortable allowing trick-or-treaters to visit their homes. For those who do not wish to allow them, we have created a no trick-or-treat sign that can be displayed on your front door. You may cut the sign out or visit City Hall for a printed copy. It will be in the newsletter, should be probably next week, delivering the end of next week. the next newsletter. This will be in there for those that do not want anybody touching their doorbells and whatnot. So please be respectful of those who choose not to participate. On behalf of the entire city of Wooddale, we wish you a safe and happy Halloween. And Alderman Woods is in, did you? Okay. Next, Mayor's Report, a resolution discontinuing temporary outdoor dining. Mr. Bond, you want to just give a little,
I'm not touching that.
just a quick,
Sure.
go ahead.
So if you recall, there was we had allowed for outdoor dining. This was sort of a companion to the liquor license. We created a temporary COVID liquor license. That temporary COVID liquor license had incorporated in it, because that was a code provision, it had incorporated in a sunset provision. So that, as of the 31st of October, it was the decision of the council at that time to have it automatically sunset. And by doing that, you did not need to go back into the code, amend the code back to its original state. Hoping that this would address the temporary situation. This resolution was a companion to it, but it was not an amendment to the city code. It was just a resolution that authorized the city, the businesses within the city that had the ability to provide outdoor services to do so. The concern is with Chicago weather, which Jerry Taft says will be with us this evening or tomorrow morning, is you end up with, cold, frost, wind, and possible snow. So for the safety of the residents, and they were notified, the residents, the business owners were notified at the time that this was a temporary measure and that it would be terminated by the city council. So this is the next step. We didn't know exactly when we would bring that back for termination with the weather approaching. So this is really, there was no sunset provision in that authorization. So this is to mirror the COVID-19 liquor license. So those outdoor operations will cease as of the close of business at the end of this month. So November 1st, they'd no longer be able to. They would need to restore their parking lots to the condition they were previously, remove any tables, tents, and any other temporary structures, chairs, and so forth from that area.
And a quick question, what if it snows before October 31st or November 1st? I take it that it comes to an end.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, a lot of these tents, some are made to withstand that, most of them are not, so they would naturally need to come down. And again, the city has the authority and the responsibility to, protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents. So if there was something that was an unsafe condition, they would not be able to do that anyway. So if the snow came through and hampered the tent before the trick-or-treaters hit the streets, those structures would have to come down and the chairs and tables removed.
Okay, Alderman Woods, you had your hand up?
Yeah, just for clarity, this is just for the temporary stuff, the people that had existing outdoor seating already. There's a couple places that have that, that's still intact as it was before.
Mr. Bond?
That's correct. Those businesses that were able to accommodate that through whatever structures they had would continue because they had the authorization. This was a temporary authorization for those establishments. In order to allow them, the council wanted to make sure that they'd have the best chance of their business success. So it only applies to those businesses that previously did not, that participated in this program. Some of them, if you recall, the city council also provided for funds for them to do that. So anything that was there, though, under the previous code, allowed for the outdoor can continue.
Mr. Murmas?
We also have the correspondence already prepared to go out to the businesses pending council's decision tonight. We have that ready to go out tomorrow. And in the correspondence, it also has a friendly reminder about the reimbursement program we had for any businesses that may have had the expenses and forgotten to resubmit. We're obviously still going to accept all those expenses.
Okay. You have follow-up? Alderman Jacob, go ahead.
You said on the end of the month, so I mean, if somebody's open on the 31st, their tent's open, they have to have their tent down like by the next morning, or do they have a couple
Mr.
days to get
Bond?
this stuff down, or?
Yeah, they would have until the service ends effective November 1st. So
It's a
the thought was, which is a Sunday, so the thought was, and I've been in contact with the police chief, you know, some liquor licenses extend beyond midnight, so that would be at the close of, that's why I said at the close of their business hours for that day. So the following business day, which is a Sunday, so would be November 1st, they would remove those items.
Go ahead, follow up.
Again, my only concern is, I understand that they have to be closed, but they may not be able to get the stuff down immediately, like the next morning.
Go ahead, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, and what it provides for is a discontinuation of outdoor dining or service on those establishments. So if it takes them, they have to get a truck in to move the items out of there the next day. They can no longer provide that outdoor service as of Sunday, November 1st. Again, if it takes a couple of days for the items to be removed, the tent company to come pick it up, that would not put them in violation of the ordinance.
Okay, and that's what I was talking about.
Yes, in other words, November 2nd, if they have somebody out in the parking lot drinking a beer or having dinner, they're basically in violation.
Okay.
Alderman Wesley, you had another question?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
How does that affect, well, I know some of these liquor licenses are going to come due too.
Right,
So
everything.
Is that going to be, so what do we do with the liquor license fees that were waived? Is that counting that out now?
No,
Remember,
no,
we
no.
waived all the liquor licenses for all businesses.
Anybody who
Well,
serves
somebody
liquor in their restaurant still be able to serve the rest of
In
the
the
year.
restaurant, okay.
Yeah, that's, we waived all liquor licenses for the entire year.
And when does,
Next June,
Okay,
June
thank you.
1st, I believe, right? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I need a motion, I need a second.
I'll make that motion.
I'll make that second.
Roll call? Actually, we don't need roll call, we could, there's no money. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes. Next, Mr. Murmas, manager's report.
I have two items this evening. One is very boring, one is very exciting. The boring one first, the final yard waste pickup is going to take place November 30th and December 1st, depending on your usual day of service. The exciting item, you may remember a few weeks ago, the council passed an ordinance approving the refinancing deal for the treatment plant bonds. We had anticipated saving around $300,000 for the taxpayers. The exciting news is we were off because it was actually $480,000. So that's great news. That
Very
concludes my
nice.
report.
Very nice, very nice. Good job, Mr. Wilson. Sorry, Jeff. Next, consent agenda. If no objections, I have 4 items
I make a motion
on
to
the
approve.
consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes. Next, we need a motion to approve the 4 items on the agenda. Item number 1, a resolution authorizing the City of Wooddale to enter into a professional services agreement with Christopher Burke Engineering Limited for a traffic warrant study for Illinois Route 83 in an amount not to exceed $37,000. Item number 2, a resolution approving an agreement with G. Fisher Commercial Construction Incorporated for the Police Department Security Wall and Parking Lot Improvement Project in an amount not to exceed $675,000. Item number 3, a resolution authorizing the approval of a cost share agreement between the City of Wooddale and Bridge Development Partners, the property owners, for reimbursement for certain Salt Creek Greenway Trail improvements at the Bridgepoint Wooddale project located at 650, 750 North Wooddale Road in an amount not to exceed $63,000. Item number 4, a resolution approving an agreement with Mesero Insurance Services Incorporated, an Alliant-owned company for professional insurance brokerage and risk management consulting services in an amount not to exceed $39,500 annually.
I'll make that motion, approval.
Do I have a
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes. Next, committee chairman reports, planning, zoning, and building, Alderman Jacob.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public health, safety, and judiciary, Alderman Sorrentino.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public works, Alderman Catalano.
I have two, Mayor.
Go ahead.
First is a resolution supporting the submission and the execution of an Illinois Department Transportation Enhancement Program application and agreement between the City of Wooddale and the Illinois Department of Transportation. That is my motion.
Second?
We have a motion, a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alderman Catalano, you had a question?
So this is the bridge fund for Elizabeth Drive Bridge over Soul Creek?
Yes.
Mr. Lane.
I believe that.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, if you recall, as a part of the Elizabeth Drive Bridge over Salt Creek Replacement Project, we had plans to extend the path down Elizabeth Drive from Madison Road to the entrance of the Forest Preserve. The Illinois Transportation Enhancement Fund is another funding mechanism aside from STP funding, which we received for the bridge, that would extend, if we receive the funding, we would use it to fund extending the path from the Forest Preserve entrance to Wooddale Road.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
No.
Any other questions on that one? Roll call, please.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes.
And the next one is approval of pay request number 1, final to Global Construction Incorporated for the fiscal year ending 2021, the sidewalk replacement program in the amount of $21,342. That is my motion.
Second that motion.
Questions on this? Roll call.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes.
And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Finance and Administration, Alderman Woods.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one report, a resolution amending Resolution R 20-42, a resolution approving the tax increment financing terms for the Bryn Mawr Avenue addition to Wooddale. That is my motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Questions? Roll call.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes.
That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, under other business, airport noise, Alderman Jacob.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Stormwater Commission.
No
Alderman
report,
Wesley.
Mayor.
Thank you. Approval of list of bills, October 15, 2020, Alderman Woods.
No report, Mayor.
No, we got bills. As the attorney will tell you, it's the Prompt Payment Act.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the list of bills for October 15th, 2020
So moved.
in the amount of $1,439,026.31.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a
I'll
second.
second it.
Questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Tony, Alderman Catalano, go ahead.
Yeah, so on the brush collection on page 102, on page 96 and 102, we have one for $6,025 and the other one for $3,520. Doesn't the, my question is, doesn't the city have our own chipper? Do we outsource, or are we going to get reimbursed on this?
So the city actually gets reimbursed by our tree service, is that correct? Either Mr. Lang or Mr. Wilson? Or is one of those a special?
It's on the garbage contract.
It's on the garbage contract.
Okay.
Right,
That's
but
it.
our
They pay
tree
for it.
service guys do it, but the garbage company pays for it. You guys, who's gonna take it? Mr.
two.
Wilson? Go ahead.
Two bills.
Yeah.
Superior.
So there's two bills.
We don't,
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the one for Superior, which I believe is the one on 102 or whatever it is, the one for a little over 6,000. That, as part of the agreement with Flood Brothers, they reimburse us for that.
Okay.
So we do have that company go around town when they, was it 5 or 6 times a year? But then Flood Brothers reimburses us for that cost. So we have to pay it up front and then we get it back. The other one, which I believe is Allscape, I believe you're referring to, which is on page, was it?
96.
96. The Allscape, that's the Thorndale right-of-way between Wooddale Road and like Salt Creek. And that actually gets reimbursed to us by the county. So, but again, we have to pay those costs and then we remit an invoice at the end of the year to the county and we get that back.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Alderman Wesley, go ahead.
Is that the first time that came on the bills? Because I never seen that second one with the county.
No.
How often does that come up?
Mr. Wilson or Mr. Lane?
Yeah, Mr. Lang said during the growing season, so probably 8 or 9 times a year, that Allscape invoice has been on there for the last 3 years, I think now.
Okay, I must be missing that then. All right.
Thank you.
thanks.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes.
And that passes. Executive session tonight has been canceled. So we have no items to be referred, no items for information. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.